One more leg down would make sense. Sol, which I was marking this out, if you remember, when I was looking at false breakout paths. One of the paths was this. It was the push above the highs. And then it was the flush back inside. Now, so far, Solana looks like it's holding, right? Looks like it's holding quite nicely outside of its range. It's broken out or whatever. I'm still not 100% sure. Because to me, you can still have a move down there, take that liquidity. Because that really gets everyone to sell. And then away it goes. Celestia and Injective have been running, but Solana has relatively lagged, and I think a lot of people are going to get long Solana, expecting it to catch up, and I just think it's weak relative to those two, and I think what Solana's doing is much more like this than anything, right? It doesn't look bullish to me. It looks corrective. So we had the flush out yesterday. You want to see what a bullish flush out looks like? Go and look at Injective. That's a fucking bullish reaction to a flush. Look at Celestia. That's a bullish reaction to a flush. Solana, no. And so, why is that? Well, maybe it's just waiting and chilling and allowing everyone to get long. No. Other coins got bid, Solana didn't. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's something like this, right? Where you have your sideways correction sort of ongoing. Then you go down, one more flush, and it bottoms out from there. And that takes us further into December. Maybe we bottom out from there, and away Solana goes into the end of the year to make a big final push. I don't think this is the final push. I think actually Solana's final push is going to take it to $100 now. If we see this, right? I think actually it'll go there. Because that's then at first overextension. That's a blow off top. Down it comes. Wherever it goes after. None of this is blow off top yet. That's not a blow off top. And so, obviously, far from being bearish. I'm bullish Sol. But I'm thinking it probably wants to grab that liquidity first below those lows. And so I look at that, I look at AGIX, I look at some other ones, and I just think the market probably wants to revisit those lows over the next few days, take out anybody who longed the first dip, and then run again. Because basically every single coin, including Bitcoin, which almost took it out, but every single coin, Ethereum didn't yet. Celestia, even DYDX, which is super weak at the moment, right? DYDX token unlock was definitely bearish, at least short term. Long term, I think DYDX as well, but it's definitely getting sold heavily into. Even it couldn't make a new low. ARB couldn't make a new low. Pepe couldn't make a new low, right? The first low didn't get, none of them got swept. Stacks. Just looking at ones that are on exchanges here. Render, AGIX, right? Filecoin, one of the only ones, I guess, made a new low on the sweep. And so a lot of people are going to be getting in long here. And the market's just a little bit later. We're just a little bit later stage. More and more people are trying to get on. Now, a lot of these will not make new lows, right? That was the bullish shakeout. That was the flush. But there are plenty that can make new lows and can take an extra sweep. So I've just got one eye on that. Just got one eye on that. Let's see. And it doesn't have to make a new low. It can just come down, take all of these stops, right? And maybe people panic and sell into the lows. It holds. There it goes. Either or, I don't mind. If either of them happen, I'll be much more inclined to play this. So now that's complacency bounce out of the way, which we could have just seen. We'll go back now to Injective. So Injective making a new all-time high. The first of the 2019 coins, or 2021 coins, I should say, to do so. Super bullish. New all-time high. Boom. That's huge. That's massive. That's really important for the market. Because it shows that coins that went down 95% can hit all-time highs again. Right? This is not about Injective. This is a statement to the market. Injective is probably trash, and genuinely I think it's like a scam that pumps hardest. And that's good. Scams pump hardest. Let's fucking pump it. And I think it runs a lot more from here. But it's a signal. The crypto's back. This can happen. That's a good thing. It's also being pumped by Jump Crypto. If you don't know who Jump are one of the biggest market makers in the world. In TradFi, high frequency trading firm. Basically some of the best traders in the world. And they also are market makers in crypto, but they have a crypto VC end. So Jump are a VC in Injective, which if you check here, here's Jump's portfolio. You can see it on dropstab.com. Solana, one of the best performers this year. Aptos, amazing scam pumps. Injective, Celestia. Just focus on those four. Right? Really, Injective, Celestia, and Sol. Aptos is probably just a total scam, but I mean, they're all scams. But Jump can pump, right? Pumped by Jump should be trademarked. There are certain market makers that will pump coins. There are others who won't. There's others that like to be a bit more professional. But unfortunately, that's not what we want. And it still baffles me to see why some of these market makers like Wintermute and GSR, they're quite like that. They talk about like they all spoke out against DWF. If you remember, we talked about DWF, and I'm going to talk about it on the trade of the day because I'm going to check in on some DWF coins. DWF are a market maker who really fucking manipulate, right? They're the ones who did YGG, TRB, Tomo, fucking AGLD, any of those crazy pumps you're seeing, Stormex. That was them. And whenever they were doing that, Wintermute was like, oh, this is terrible, this is unethical, blah, blah, blah. And then people were clowning the CEO of Wintermute, saying like, yeah, your coins never pump. Like, you're not even able to pump the coins, which is true. They fucking marked it. They're market makers for Arbitrum as well, I believe, which is bullshit. So companies like Jump, which are far less ethical, by the way. Jump are literally... Jump had some deep involvement in the Luna collapse. And yeah, less said about that, the better. And we're deep in the Luna ecosystem. But yeah, they are sharks. You want to be on the right side of them. But they understand, they're TradFi, right? And they understand, just like what Jesse Livermore says in Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, there's no better advertising mechanism than price. Green candles. Jump were behind Luna. Look what Luna did. Not when it fucking went to zero. Look at the pump. You want to keep an eye on the projects they're in. Now, it's not just long everything that jumps in. Quite the opposite. There's only going to be one or two winners per cycle, and you're already seeing them. Do not go looking for the next Jump coin. It is Sol, Injective, Celestia. Right now, Injective is breaking all-time highs. So it's moved up quite inefficiently into that level. So I think all-time highs holds. I think it pushes a little bit higher. But then I think it is a drop back. That first drop back is where you want to buy. And it's going to look like shit and be messy. But I think it does something like that. It grinds upwards. You do not want to fade the all-time high. You do not want to short the all-time high. If you think shorting this is a good idea, you're about to lose all your money. Celestia as well, which is a newer coin and doesn't have any, it's got a fresh chart. It just keeps going higher and higher and higher. Celestia can go to any price. But trade them as in the trend. I talked about this yesterday. Put on your trend bands, Michael's bands. You'll notice that Celestia and both Celestia and Injective rock solid on the daily trend. You want to follow the daily trend until the daily trend breaks. Right? Daily trend, daily trend. You do not want to be buying here. You want to wait for Injective to go sideways for 5 or 6 days, the bands to catch up, and for it to touch them again. Or you can go to your lower time frames, right? Of course, you can go to your 4 hour, wait for your 50, 100, 200 EMAs or MAs. You don't have to ape in here. 3 big candles into the all-time high. There's definitely going to be some profit taking there. But this is not done. Right? This is just the beginning. Because there's always a coin that leads out of the bear market. It was Link in 2019 that led us out of the bear. Right?